Hello everyone and welcome back to the next episode of Frostpunk 2 where things are going pretty well. We're doing pretty well in terms of resources, but there is a whiteout coming in. That means we need to get prepared, and first of all, the pilgrims, I'm going to ask for some funds. The donations will fall, but probably not too much, but those extra heat stamps will be very useful over the next coming period. I do want to bring the Londoners back on side, but not at the cost of all our heat stamps. We need those for other things. We need to research a ventilation tower, and we need to build a charcoal regeneration plant to get the Frostlanders on side. Some which we can probably do straight away. Charcoal regeneration we can do pretty much instantaneously. However, we need to find somewhere we can actually put that. Because I think they can only go in certain areas. Okay, they can go over here, that's fine. We'll build one of those, that will fulfill our promise to the Frostlanders. We also want to go out into the world. This ice smelter I'd like to improve. Before the IAC smelter even, before the whiteout comes in. I think you can see it's starting to arrive over on this side. They're already starting to knot. Yeah, these things are no longer available to be shipped because they're blocked by the storm. But because we've upgraded some of our settlements, they can be upgraded. I don't know if we need explosion cost decreased, really. I think we've got other things to focus on. I'm just trying to see if there's anywhere else that we can maybe get. I will dismantle Lazaret's remains for the prefabs. It's going to increase tension slightly, we should be okay. There's no point in us harvesting this food at the moment. There's not much left we can do now with our teams, so for now we just have to wait. See what happens. Back into New London we go. We're doing okay in terms of coal and of oil. But of course, as the whiteout comes and goes, things will change. We will research the ventilation when possible, but we've got other things to be getting on with for the time being. Let's go have a look at the old Dreadnought. Old Dreadnought seems to be doing okay. You want emergency shifts? You want emergency shifts? I think all our oil, yeah. All our oil production is already on emergency shifts, but there are other buildings we can potentially make here to get more oil. So factory and pump jack, heat dispatcher and pump jack. We can replace this with a fracturing pump jack. Need a few more workforce, so let's see if we can transfer them over. We need like 100 more people. Fine, we can send 200 over, that's not a problem. People are dying, but that's not necessarily a huge catastrophe. We've kept our words to the Frostlanders, which is excellent. That's what we wanted. We have a little bit of a housing problem. We might want to see if we can fix that as time goes on. Council's in recess for 3 weeks. Whiteout is still on its way. This smelter is now fully upgraded. Excellent. There's only 16 weeks of coal left there. That's interesting. Right, back into the old Dreadnought. Yeah, we've got a few materials going down here, but that's fine. Pilgrims rally, expand to dense housing district. Let's spread their message further. The influence grows. That's going to be in New London, I would imagine. Okay, here I want to build myself a fracturing pump jack, because that's additional oil. And over here, what can we do? Percentage of active workers, heat stamps, or sears? Contribute workforce, because I reckon a lot of our workforce might kick the bucket at the moment. Back to the old Dreadnought. What we're going to do, make sure they've got enough to last them. What we could probably do is getting a new housing district down, but again we don't have the workforce to do that. So we have to send some more people over from the colony, or to the colony I should say. There we go, send them over. Whiteout is not far away in the slightest. It's going to hit the old dreadnought first, so I want to get as much housing down for the old dreadnought as possible. We'll have to see. Yeah. The old dreadnought's going to be hit first. That's going to hit our oil supplies, I'd imagine. We do have enough oil to last us, and quite a lot of coal to last us as well. So that's kind of my hope. That will be okay. Okay, delegate session. A vote on communal parenthood has been placed on the council agenda by the stalwarts. Pilgrims successfully researched freight docks. What do these do? Skyways capacity, resource production output is by Skyways is significantly increased. This is not a priority at the moment. Like, I'm appreciative, but I can't pledge to build something when I know there's a whiteout on the way. That feels inherently like a bad idea. What's over here? Planned Parenthood. Parents will give away their children to city-run facilities to ensure their well-being, leaving them free to concentrate on the needs of the city. I'm intrigued to see what people think of this. Pilgrims won't, Frostlanders might. I will just let this go to vote. I'm not going to promise anything to anyone. Either it passes or it doesn't. I don't think it will pass, to be honest. I think it's a bit, yeah. I felt it was probably a little bit too controversial to pass. I do want to bring these new Londoners back on side somehow. So I'm going to grant them the agenda for the next law. They're still sceptical. Can't do anything else at the moment. We do want to research their ventilation tower when possible. Logistics, attend a freight dock. It's a potential. I don't think it's needed at the moment, to be honest. Right, let's go out to here. And we want to build a housing district. It's going to have to go probably here somewhere. Hopefully we've got enough tile space. Yeah, it's going to go there. That whiteout is not far away. Thankfully, all these places will still send us their resources, which is excellent. So back into New London. That's really, if the dreadnought fails, so be it. But the important thing here is the main thing here is New London. Okay, the High Pass has been explored. Hot Springs Refuge. We've known if we re-establish contact with Hot Springs. In the heart of the mountain pass stands an old loading station, likely used to connect Outpost 11 with the distant Hot Springs. Inside we find the body of an elderly man who had frozen while waiting for a transport that never came. Someone calls us some prefabs. We'll wait. And see what turns up. Steam Valley, I'm going to send people out. I don't know if that's going to be a problem, given that we are going into a whiteout, but if we can send those guys out without issue, that would probably be quite useful. Coal's going down, but I don't really mind. Let's speed forward time, waiting for more people live among us. That's not great, but I kind of understand why. They're coming because they want to escape all these issues. I'm going to fund the New Londoners because I don't want them to be sceptical. Do we have enough housing for these new people? I think we probably do. Okay. So, idea tree, we've got something we need to actually do. We promised the New Londoners. Everyone filtration towers, we said we would. Research ventilation tower, so we'll do so. And what's this? Smith, a beggar. Food, hot food, in exchange for nothing. They could have ignored me, discarded me. I would have understood. Instead, they fed me, clothed me, smiled at me like I'm a person. I never thought I'd see the day when my city would provide for someone like me, someone who can only take. One day, I'll thank them proper, I'll give back. The city has made steps towards the equality cornerstone. Adaptation, equality, tradition. We're doing pretty well. New law will be proposed by these guys in a second. Machine-centric shifts. This one just keeps on going back and forth, doesn't it? This one was on a knife edge. Goodness me. So workforce is decreased, but scholar is marginally increased. Fine. And this one is going to be really close, because I think there's only, 7 spare votes in it? And it passes just. Only just passes. But it puts the New Londoners back onto neutral, which is very useful. Got 7 weeks to research the ventilation tower, which we'll do. Frostlanders, anything you want? Any promises? You want an untreated sawmill, an intended freight dock? I can build an intended freight dock. That's fine. Intended freight dock, that can go up here. We'll build that straight away, and that's just going to give more happiness to the Frostlanders. Keeping people on side is going to be useful. Right, speed up time again. Oh, another event. By your leave. Steward, the pilgrims have decided to send their strongest travellers out before the whiteout to search the surrounding areas for supplies. With their packers as shield, they intend to walk the Frostland unscathed, united under one tent, and guided by their prophet's visions. They don't appear to be asking. So send them with food, we'll allow them to leave, or no one abandons the city. I'm going to give them some food. That may not be a very popular decision, but we've got plenty of it. We'll see how that goes. We're still tolerated, but I'd like to make people happier again before the whiteout comes. Because I feel like we might encounter some issues as time goes on. Let's go back over to the old Dreadnought for now. I don't think we're not in whiteout just yet over here. I don't know if the whiteout actually hits over here, which is interesting. Frostlanders are happy that we built our tower, that's good. I want to make myself as popular as possible before things go wrong, so I'm going to grant them an agenda. Is there any promise they want here? Vanguard Logistics Bay, Research Frontier, Footholds. I can build a Vanguard's Logistics Bay, that's not a problem. I don't mind having extra. I certainly don't mind having extra teams out, that's not a problem. Extra Frostland teams is not a problem. So I need a few more heat stamps for that. But first, another event. A broken vow. Oh boy. Sure, the New Londoners furiously received Dismortia's actuated heat dispatcher. Oh, is that the one I promised to build? You promised to construct a building of this sort not too long ago. Doing so earned you significant goodwill with their members. This demolition was an oversight. It will be corrected. Almost certainly. New Londoners, I apologise. That takes priority. I'd like to do it somewhere it doesn't actually. I'll do it on one of these food districts. Require some more heat stamps. We've got 15 weeks to make this happen. That was definitely an oversight for sure. We need a few. There we go. Actuated heat dispatcher. To go there. That should be rebuilt. There we go. New Londoners are happy that we assign research, but also hopefully we can do what they asked us to, which would be very useful. Plenty to ponder as the whiteout comes in. Okay. We kept our promise to the New Londoners. Apologies for that, that was an oversight. Now, over here in the tree, what do we want to think about? Maintenance duty, this sounds fun. Material demands are significantly decreased. It's not a bad thing. But we can probably do better. Work compensation. So trust rises slightly. Production efficiency is increased. Housing block. So there's things we can do here. Plenty of things we can do. Sure, we're just going to decide what's the best decision. Outpost operation. Maybe something in resources instead. So factories. I wouldn't mind the ability to make more goods or prefabs. We'll go for the one that New London's like. To hopefully keep them in good favour for the time being. Got another law to come in yet, which is good. Delegate session, vote on expedition support. Everyone must aid expeditions by helping them prepare for their journeys. Exploration time is slightly decreased. That is already going to pass. We know it is. So we'll let that go to a vote. It won't pass by a huge majority, but it will pass by enough. There we go. So I imagine the Frostlanders will like us, although of course the Stalwarts do not. Ooh. Hang on. What's happened here? I got an achievement, but here we go. We're into whiteout. Whiteout ending Pilgrims rallies. Here we are. So the Pilgrims rallies, everyone's going home. And it's minus 100 degrees. Let's slow down time for the actual whiteout. This is like the first major whiteout we've had for a while. Research stops, as does the council, I presume. We might see if we can propose dutiful youth. I don't know if it will pass. Probably won't. Oh, it does, just about. There we go, dutiful youth passes. And this can't pass, but good factories. I would not mind getting some additional goods out. So, research that goods factory. How are we doing on the whiteout? It's still... Okay, it's on its way. So it's on its way, but we are managing. Not many people are dying, which is a pretty good thing. We do want to build this Vanguard Logistics Bay if we can get away with it. Where can we get that? There should be a building slot up there. There we go. They'll give us more Frostland teams, which will be useful. Speaking of Frostland teams, we haven't even had a look at what's happening up here. So, settlement population, 3,500 people. Hot Springs people say they'll give access if we rebuild the loading station at High Pass, and then mushroom experiment somewhere else in the Endless Plains. Could also force integration. We'll come back later for that. Nameless Cliffs. Many small mounds under a cliff attract our scouts' attention. They discover hundreds of infant skeletons. A track from the top of the cliff leads to the hot springs. We can only assume that they have their reasons for doing this. Perhaps we can offer to take any children the hot springs cannot support to New London. That's fine, I'm happy to do that. Here are the hot springs. We will repair this to hopefully make the people down there like us, and it will also give us a food supply as well. And up here we found some more hot springs. So people from hot springs have started a market for goods crafted from bone. It appears that a herd of musk ox frozen in the valley. They've made use of every part of the frozen beast to sustain themselves, including their bones. The traders are on the verge of starving. They'll happily give us their goods for some food. I'm happy to do that for additional goods stockpile. That's fine by me. Okay, yeah. Everything... Exploration will be blocked at the moment for the time being due to the weather. Right, back into New London. See if we can survive this whiteout. We've kept our promise to the Frostlanders, which was excellent. Guessing here's when the whiteout ends. So far, we seem to be doing okay. We've got 6 kind of people who are not housed at the moment. I guess feasibly we could probably build them a housing district. Probably have to go here. That's fine. We'll build them a housing district there. We are chunking through our coal by the day, but we are keeping up with our demand. Once our coal runs out, then we'll switch into oil. But the coal is keeping us going for the time being, and we can pop overdrive on this, and that will knock down the costs of our coal somewhat. So we'll put on overdrive for now. I don't think we got whiteout at the old Dreadnought. I think it's purely at the New London area. It is cold, but it's not that cold at the moment. Till human voices wake us. Steward, there's been an unusual development. Some store elders claim as the winds of the whiteout call for them to ease the city of their burden. That the gale is strong enough to carry them to the afterlife. They request we cease caring for them. Effectively, they're asking for assisted suicide. The store explained the pilgrim caretakers supplanting these ideas. My nan never gave 2 shits about heaven before, now she's some kind of martyr. They've been asking for death for months in this whiteout, and Pilgrim pushed back. If they actually visited the elders, they would know. That's a tough one. We're going to let them die. Well, I imagine the Stalwarts will not be all too thrilled about that. We'll have to see. Have we passed? I wonder if we passed the whiteout. I think we might have done. Not yet, but it looks like it's making progress. Right, pause for a second. New Londoners, anything you want to propose in the agenda? Mass-produced goods. That can be voted on, that's fine. Having additional goods is not going to be a problem at any time. It always seems like a useful thing to let that pass, and it does just keep the New Londoners on side. I don't see why we wouldn't do that. Getting quite a few achievements here. Adapted to the weather, very nice.
Attention, citizens. A new law is
We're keeping up. We're doing well, which is remarkable because I never normally do well in these kind of games. Yeah, 47 stores died from assisted suicide. I'm not really opposed if some of them decide to. If we have less stores to deal with, that's almost certainly a good idea. Although the more deaths we deal with, it is going to knock down trust. That's the only thing we need to watch out for. Yeah, people will die. But unfortunately, that's the sacrifice we have to. That's the sacrifice we're going to have to make. It looks like the majority of this whiteout is nearly over, which is excellent. Have no hunger during the whole duration of the whiteout in New London. Storm leaves and all negative effects are removed. Excellent. Let's turn off the generator because the overdrive is high, and we don't want that anymore. So now what happens? Now that this is passed, we don't know what's going to happen next. Aha, here we go. Whiteout's still a threat. Chapter 3. Ice turns to steam as the whiteout wanes, but the return of the whiteouts has sobered even the brashest amongst us. We cannot rely on just one city to survive, the pilgrims argue. The whiteouts are still a danger. We must settle strong, sheltered locations, and there's nothing stronger than the site with foundations of a generator in place, like Winterhome. A cursed place, but large enough to support a growing population. The roots of its generator still hold strong in the frozen earth. If New London falls to whiteouts, we all fall. We need to settle Winterhome as our second city. Colonise Winterhome. We found the Winterhome ruins. I'll be honest, I can't actually remember where they are, but I'm sure we'll find them. But first, some cinematics. Chapter 3. Return to Winterhome. Past the gorge in the Cursed Valley lies the failed city of Winterhome. Our scouts have avoided the ruins for years, yet it's the only place we know of that can support our second city. We must reach for Winterhome and charge the area around it. We should take the time to prepare resources and workforce. Return to Winterhome will pose significant challenges. Where is Winterhome? This isn't Winterhome, is it? No. We found the Winterhome ruins. Where are they? I have a feeling they were over this way somewhere. Castle Winterhome. Weather station. Fortitude base. I'm going to get this connected in. There's no reason for us not to do so. Once this is all passed. Very interesting. Indeed. I'm going to launch an expedition over here. And up to here as well. It's a colder season. But I think we're pretty much keeping up now. We know roughly where Winterhome is, but not exactly. Prepare Winterhome for colonisation, but where... where is Winterhome? Yeah, we'll get all this stuff connected. Explore the site. Oh, it's blocked by the storm. Fine. Once the storm passes, we can carry on with that. And the storm is going to pass on soon. So that's fine. Right, back into New London. How are we doing here? Oh, we're losing some trust. Here you go, guys. Frostlanders, what do you want? Charcoal regeneration plant? I'm sure I can do that. And in terms of laws, what do we want to do? You Londoners, do you want a law? Pilgrims, do you want a law? I'll even give the Stalwarts a law. Just to get them back on side slightly. Allow productive outsiders. I'm okay with that passing. That seems like an actually genuinely sensible law to pass. We'll have to see. And it does pass. Excellent. Lawmaker. We passed 20 new laws in a single playthrough. Excellent. It's funny actually. It took me a long time to earn more than 2 achievements. Now I've earned, what, 3 or 4 in this episode? Let's have a look at what we want to do next. Deep deposits would be nice, but let's go for generator upgrade 3. So oil, steam and oil, steam and coal yield more heat. I don't see why we wouldn't do that, so we'll get that done. The more heat the better, really. Right, where's this charcoal generation plant that we need to build? Go there. That will help the Frostlanders like us a bit more. And New Londoners, anything you want me to do? You want me to research extraction strongholds? We can probably do that. As long as this doesn't take too long, we should be able to do that. It's not a problem. Back out to the city. Still can't explore that site just yet. That's fine. Frostlanders are happy with us, which is useful. Winterhome was the original. I think Winterhome was the original city. That has kind of been lost up until this point. That's interesting. So yes, we need to prepare Winterhome for colonisation. We need to see what we're actually requiring from there. Because at the moment we're keeping up, which is useful. Oh, what's this? Stalwarts protest, rising tension. Steward, the Stalwarts have taken to the streets in protest against the Frostland settlement efforts. This city stood for 30 years under the Captain's order, but now these pilgrims are leading us out towards catastrophe. We keep silent as the whiteout endangers us all, but no more. They evidently feel they have no further recourse to make their dissent known. They march in, they siege the district, and bring production to a grinding halt. So, if you go back on certain things, we'll cease their protests, so repeal dutiful youth, patrol tower apex workers, no thank you. We're going to try and convince them to stop. So, due to poor relations, the Stalwarts have begun to protest. They seek to change the direction you're leading the city in. Production is halted in affected districts. For every 1,000 of their supporters, they'll spread to another over time. You can negotiate to end the disruptions or quell them with guards. It'll be more difficult and more violent the higher the fervour of protesters. Nullify their fervour will also prevent them from blocking their district fully, as well as ultimately making the protest collapse on its own. So it's blocking off this housing. It's not fine, but so be it. I'm happy to fund some projects of theirs. Promise. Communal parenthood. Actuated heat dispatch in any food district. We can do that. That's not a problem. So over here, we just go to food. Actuated heat dispatcher. I can go there. Yeah, protests begin collapsing. Your relations with Stalwarts have improved enough. They don't feel inclined to protest anymore. Be wary if they decline again. The problem may return. Fine. We managed to solve that conundrum for the time being. Speed forward time again. More people live among us. And the Stalwarts are happy once more. That should now dissipate without any further issue. But the tension is notable. That is something we have to pay attention to for sure. Due to improved relations, protesters are going home. I'm never going to get on well with the Stalwarts, so we might be able to just buy ourselves some time there. Yeah, some Stalwarts dying from assisted suicide still. And triumphant return. Steward, the pilgrims who left to search the Frostland for supplies have returned. Thanks to your generosity, they were able to rescue a group of Frostlanders who've been eking out a meagre living amongst the ice. They brought them back to the city as well as a hefty supply of food. I'm not going to say no to that. Having these stockpiles ready to go is almost certainly going to be a good idea. Our coal is still going down, however. So I wouldn't mind finding some more coal deposits. Or if not, then I might need to make some more coal somehow. So coal turns into oil, that's not what we want. That's coal mine. Charcoal regeneration plant, that's the one I wanted. Question, can it go in any of these districts? I think these districts are pretty full now. This can be turned back on. Possibly there's no... There should be things. Activate the districts, there we go. And that should also fix the charcoal... Yeah, that... Oh, I thought we had some charcoal regeneration plants down. I don't know where that went. Frostlanders, New Londoners... Stalwarts. No one's political favours at the moment. But what's going on here? Pressure point of Winterhome. Steward, the Stalwarts have organised a volunteer unit to repair some of the damage done during the whiteout, and are using the opportunity to pitch their alternate plan for Winterhome. There's still some time to mine Winterhome for its cause, to perfect the generator, one Stalwart says. We know the steward will make the right call and the city will be ready for it. However, the pilgrims claim that the stalwarts are purposely scavenging pilgrim-affiliated structures for the materials. This is an outrage. They aren't repairing the city. They're doing this just to spite us. The pilgrims demand you put an end to this before others join the stalwarts' cause. So stalwarts' fervours have increased. On the high health of the city is above party lines. I'm not sure I can afford to let the stalwarts fervour go up, so I'm going to allow it, even though I'm not particularly fond of the stalwarts. I don't really see another option, unfortunately. Let's think about what we might want to change. Dutiful youth, liberated youth, that could be interesting. I don't think it's necessary. Guided voting, I wouldn't mind proposing this. I don't think it's going to pass. But a lot of people are open to negotiation. Frostlanders have the most, so I want you to vote for this. I will fund your projects, that's fine. We've got a lot of people to convince here. Oh, I shouldn't have pressed vote. I meant to do negotiations. It's not going to pass, is it? Oh, I tell you what, it wasn't far off. If we get one more group, that'd be fine. But we do need to give some goods to the Frostlanders. Here we go, fund the projects. That will bring them back into a pretty happy space with us, which is useful. Can we now make it over to Winterhome? Not yet, we can't. We'll send some people over here to the Howling Shore. And we'll speed up time. We do need to probably work on some more goods, however. Path to power for the city's safety. Steward, the stalwarts' protest has terrified many in the city. Many are calling for a response from the council. The captain limited the steward's powers, but he couldn't have foreseen this descent. Maybe the time has come to increase our leader's authority for the safety of the city. Several proposals have been suggested that would help us deal with the protest. It's up to you to decide if we'll place them on the agenda. Let's do it. So, charter laws. Garden forces potentially might be a good thing. Or guided voting. Let's try this again with guided voting. Go to negotiations. Frostlanders. Vote for. You would want me to condemn the stalwarts. Or research something. We can research composites factory. I don't know, actually, that requires oil. We'll research the waste purposing facility. No, let's just condemn the stalwarts, because we're going to anyway. And pilgrims. If you wanted to vote for, guard immunity, or deploy seers. Let's do that one. Let's see if this passes now on guided voting. It should be closer. Oh, 2 votes under. And of course we still have to do these promises. Fine, well let's do these things then. So, pilgrims, let's do what they wanted to. Deploy seers, wonderful. Doesn't hurt anyone to do that. We'll condemn the stalwarts, seeing that's going to cause some problems. Yeah, their fervour's going to increase. And we're already researching other stuff. Let's see what the consequences of that may well be. We're going to want another housing district, but for that let's do some more frost breaking. We'll keep on with our housing districts over this area. So we'll keep on frost breaking in the immediate location. Okay, this is still moving along, this frosty area. But we've got a few more places explored. Excellent. Let's have a look. So, Slavers Camp. Several scouts went missing in this area over the years. Finally, we traced this back to a wall camp. We can see cages and guarded huts. It seems to be some kind of slaving camp. If we sent guards, we could deal with the slavers and rescue some of the prisoners. Our scouts will certainly feel safer knowing they can explore without having to watch their backs. There's a buried village here, which gives some materials. Breakdown points, so that's some prefabs. For the size of the abandoned workshop, wooden scaffolding and support structures, our scouts believe a dreadnought was serviced here for several months. Around the workshop they found the remains of training equipment, targets, bows, rifles, compasses, all used and repaired and used again to the point of shattering. A small graveyard stood to the side, near a crude sculpture of a man covered in eels. Its plinth reads, "Those who stay are lost, but those who move on will be found." We'll take the prefabs. Makeshift mine, interesting. A group of nomads have dug a coal mine on this site, using it to fuel a set of crude hothouses. However, their design is flawed and they haven't yet been able to grow any crops. A quick exchange between them and our scouts suggests they'll give us the site if we provide them with enough food for them to travel elsewhere. Alternatively, we can send in guards to drive them away. Have the food, mate. And then we will have that coal location for ourselves. And we'll take some prefabs from that oil well as well. That was certainly worth doing. And go over here to the valley, see what you find. I do want to be able to see what I need to do for Winterhome. We just don't know what that is yet at this stage. I have to wait for the saving to go ahead. But at the moment we are keeping up. Elaine Fisher. They claim they'll spend these funds to help their community, but I know those Frostlander bigwigs will end up here eventually. They always do. And as Rosie pours their drinks, they'll slip a handful of heat stamps into her stocking, courtesy of the steward. A very old part of me wants to clobber those pigs, but most of them just hopes the steward funds us next. Yes, we have given the Frostlanders a lot of benefits over the time, but I think it's worthwhile, to be honest. And what have we seen over here? Mossy Caves, that's some additional food. Or Cursed Cores. I'm going to leave those Cursed Cores. I think we might need them for something else. Search the mountains and search the valley. See what we find. Still can't get there to to Winterhome just yet. Oh boy! Why did that just go down a whole bunch? I wonder if that's to do with trust, perhaps. We'll have to see. Society. Unregulated parenthood. I'm happy to go for communal parenthood, at least vote on it. We'll see if this goes through or not. I don't think it will. Not quite. It was close, but not quite. New Londoners. We've already got a pending promise. Extraction strongholds, 13 weeks. Let's see if we can do this in time. Probably not. Outpost operation. 6 weeks. That's fine. Then we'll get that done then. I just want to see what's potentially in Winterhome. Here we go. Explore the site. We need to connect a trail and send colonists. Fine, we can do that. Go from here. We've got to know where we're going to. Yeah, connect path and send colonists. Extremely dangerous place, we had better come prepared. Scouts report the valley is filled with toxic miasma seeping from the chasms in the ground, seemingly made by a huge explosion. In an effort to make the site more hospitable, we could force an avalanche down the valley, covering some of the fissures, but we would bury the technological roots of the city forever. If we want to access the foundations of the destroyed generator and salvage the cores within, We have to demolish the last of the ruins and crack the ground open even more. Once the colonists arrive, we will have to choose. Well, let's get this connected in first. And then we can choose from there. So we'll get that connected into the system. And then we can send some colonists. It gives us wood, food, iron, coal, cores, and geothermal prefab. So that's going to be that'll be steam generation, which we won't have seen yet. Although we will in future, I imagine. This is... I don't know why this one's turned off. So turn it back on, activate the district, wonderful. This one's only got 4 weeks remaining, that's fine. Pretty soon that will run out of food. Do we go to Winterhome now or later? We've got to go to Winterhome regardless. Let's be honest. That's going to be the way forward. We're just going to need a few more colonists to come back first. We've met our demands for the new Londoners. Excellent. And let's go back in. What do we want to propose next? Harvester hangars, potentially, society. Let's go for treatment here. I don't know if we want to go for experimental treatment or we might. Well, I think we'll go for conservative treatment instead. Also, should go to the generator here. So yes, intake optimization of coal, of oil, or of steam. We'll go for coal for now and see how things go. We're building up our surplus of oil because then that's going to be needed in the future. Building a pet cat. The eldest will love this little guy in the care facility. A mechanical cat that wants nothing in return. Doesn't need to be fed, doesn't need to be loved. Sorry, doesn't need to be fed, doesn't need to be cleaned, but does give eternal attention and love. At least, as long as the steel doesn't rust. Pipes, I'll cover it with seal fur to encourage pats. Not that he needs them. I'll name him Buster. Good old Buster. Right. Let's wait till we get a few more exploration teams back, which we should do momentarily. There we go. Before we do that, let's see what else we've got. A shipwreck camp. So we can support new leadership, reinstate your leaders, bring them back to New London. Settlement is chaos. I don't think that's something we're going to do for the time being. Or shipwreck camp. So walled whiskey barrels protects the entrance to this cave. Inside, shackled servants sell anything from stolen jackets to sun drugs. Towards the back of the market is where the servants themselves are bought and sold. Our scouts were handed a message. To whoever rules New London, I rescued each of my servants from certain death in the plague-ridden bilge of the shipwreck camp. Send us the materials to make weapons so we can expand the shipwreck itself. The Baron. Ooh, it sounds ominous. We'll come back for that one. Clearly not a very hospitable area over there. Send the colonists. Okay. What do we need to do? Descending to the Valley of Winterhome will be very challenging. We need to divert resources, manpower and attention away from New London. We are not well prepared to settle Winterhome. New London's critical resource needs are met, yes. City trust in New London is low. We want to be accepted or higher, and we don't have workers to spare, i.e. 3,000 available workforce needed. How much workforce do we have in New London available? Oh, not much. But we could probably change that as time goes on. And we do need the trust to be higher as well. We're not that far off. We might be able to turn off some of these like material We've got plenty of material generation coming in, as well as food. We might be able to turn some of these off to free up some workforce. But that will happen next time. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching. Take care. Bye bye.